Welcome to Inspire and Move, the show that inspires you to create, connect, and grow. I'm going to bring you meaningful conversations, aha moments, and all the motivation you need to up-level every part of your life. I'm Ali Aruda, founder of Inspire and Move, and your personal hype girl. I've gone from fashion school to celebrity stylist to corporate marketing to brick-and-mortar entrepreneurship with my husband, each time learning incredible lessons how to pivot, reimagine, and implement the steps to become successful. I'm passionate about inspiring others to live their best life, a life of joy. We have the power to design a life that we love, because life is too short not to. The best part is that you weren't meant to do this alone. If you feel like you are meant for more, let me ride shotgun with you, and together, let's get you to where you want to go. We obviously have met via a connection, thanks to Carol.
And also online world.
And online, yes, and online. But how about for you with Rocking Vibe and building your business because of connection and getting in rooms, networking? How has that impacted the success of not only you as a beautiful soul and entrepreneur, but also the business and just building that connection piece?
For me, that is the business is building the connection piece. For me, it's not about sales truly. I've never sent my pieces to influencers. I've never sent my pieces to, I've never run Facebook ads. I reach out to people that I know I designed for. It's not like, well, if she posts my piece, then it's going to be recognized and seen by so many people. I look at it, if she wears this piece, her message is going to be so much stronger when she delivers it on stage. So that's kind of what drives it. And I do actively look out for rooms of women, rooms of people that I know I can serve. So I don't look to places where I think like, oh, I'm going to have lots of sales there. I look for places where this woman, all of these women, if each one of them has a peace of mind, then I think they're going to be so much more powerful that if each one of them can amplify her own voice or her productivity in like her service to us as a whole, like by 1%, then I've just accomplished what I've come set out to do. And now my kids are growing up in a more society where these leaders believe in themselves, take bigger steps, bolder steps, and are moving the needle.
Okay, well, speaking of needle moving, and we can't not mention this in this podcast interview, that you had a great experience in your entrepreneurial journey with being on Dragon's Den.
I did.
So you need to spill the tea. You need to give all the listeners and the viewers the scoop.
Okay.
When was this? What was the experience like?
It was before COVID, and I remember knowing that I needed to do it. And I also, at that time, I didn't speak much. So I came a long way from being able to communicate.
Look at you now.
English is my second language. And I think one of the reasons why I chose photography and jewelry making is because it was the most easiest way for me to communicate. Like in photography, you can capture energy
Visually.
Because I had such a limitation in the language, a lot of the times when I was 14 and 20, it wasn't my primal method of figuring out, is this my friend? Is this not? Because a lot of the times I couldn't even understand what people were saying, but I could feel what they were saying. I could read the intention. I could see like their body language, right? So going on to Dragon's Den, I was like, okay, this is really going to push me. Like I need to look the part. I need to be the part. And I set a goal to do it. And you apply online, you pitch your brand, and then you go in Toronto. I did the Toronto one. There's different locations all over Canada where you pitch to the producers. And then if the producers choose you, then the next step is the recording. So you work with a producer, you get assigned a producer, and then you do the recording. Well, then after you record, only 20% of the recorded episodes air. Because at the end of the day, what they're doing is they're making good TV. They're supporting Canadian businesses, they're supporting Canadian brands and people and putting them out there. But at the end of the day, if they don't have the ratings, if they don't have a show that appeals to people, then that avenue of, putting us on a pedestal and like putting a megaphone to us is, it's not going to be successful. So I was so fortunate with the Dragon's Den that I got assigned a producer who worked with me. And she told me, she said, Liana, your biggest goal here is to get aired. Okay, you can have the greatest business, but if you don't make good TV, if you're not likable, you need to be refined. You need to show up there, and you need to present yourself in a way that people will want to hear you. So the producers can then say, "We need this segment in the
Episode.
episode," because the segments are only 7 minutes. And through that segment, they have to appeal to all the general public. So there has to be tech, there has to be a mom. And I was lucky enough because I was a single female founder. And I didn't know that. But do you know that most female founders have a partner, whether it be another female or male? So I think that was a really big check mark for me to have the strength to speak on my own. And then also I was a mom of three. I'm a first generation immigrant, and I presented well. I had my hair done. I had my makeup done. I had a
What were you wearing? I
stylist.
need to know.
The pieces that I was wearing, I actually have a blog on my website right now. I was wearing this piece called Inferno and a compass. I still have those pieces because my brand is a slow fashion. So I don't design pieces for summer 2025. I design a piece that this is your next 5-10 years power piece. So to this day, they're still online. I was wearing a bangle. I planned it all out. And, when you go on there, it was a 45-minute recording session. And they only make
condensed to
7 minutes. Yes. And they kind of like when it's an art too, the way they pull it together, right? Because from that, you need to pull a segment that's that translates. So they did some things, they shift some things around, but they were really kind, and it was an amazing experience. To this day, the gratitude I have for Dragon's Den and what they're doing for small businesses, and how they've presented me, and how I'm still to this day, it's such a door opener.
And who were your dragons?
I had 3 offers, and then I went with Michelle. And for me, when I was working with a producer, I always knew that I didn't want an investor. My idea was of success, as I was saying, my measuring stick of success is how good of a family life I have. Like, I want to be able to trade off sales for
Joy.
time. Yes.
Time.
For the moments you never get back. So I didn't want to commit to somebody and sort of be all in and just grind it out. That's why I walked away from my other career, because it required too much of me. I wanted to find a balance, and I wanted to create a beautiful life for my kids and myself that was just enough. Right? Am I sleeping on some things? Absolutely. Could I be in every store and every resort right now? I could, but at what cost, right?
Of course.
I don't want to miss that volleyball match as much. And I do, and I find a balance, and I juggle it. But Michelle was the one I went on air. She's been great, but we didn't work together in terms of
An investment.
that exchange. I was never wanting to give up anything of mine, because also it wouldn't be fair, because I wasn't willing to give it everything. That wasn't my priority. It was part of who I am and what I'm creating, but it was just one part of the puzzle of who I am and what my life is about.
And how has that experience impacted the success of Rocking Vibe since then?
What it's done is it's impacted a belief of myself.
Oh, I love that.
How it started with is it started of me putting it that I want to be on Dragon's Den.
You put it in the pyramid.
I put it in the pyramid. And then as soon as I did that, I noticed I started doing steps towards it. I started even before the auditions were, I already knew when the auditions were. But throughout my weeks and my days, as I would go about my life, it would drip. I'd be like, oh yeah, and for Dragon's Den, maybe I should do this and this. So at those moments, sometimes I started brainstorming. The seed was planted, and so it random moments throughout, leading up to the auditions, it started coming together, literally one puzzle piece at a time until it was a whole board. And I think that goal setting, it helped. And yes, it helped with sales, but it helped most of who I believed I could be and how I show up because of that experience. Because I feel if I was worthy enough to make it there, if I had what it takes to stand there and to speak to all of these audience, then what I'm doing is important, because they saw it, they recognize it, and here I am, right? It gave me fuel.
I love that, because I'm very woo in that sense too. I believe in manifestation. I believe in visualization. I've had some amazing I'm going to say success stories like in my past with visualization of something that I desired. And I would print a picture and I would put it in eyesight lines in my office. And I would look at it every day knowing that that's what I'm working towards. So would you do that even for Dragon's Den as well?
I do it in everything, and I actually come from it. Sorry, how do I say it? I actually the mentality I bring into this is from science. So but I was an athlete. I was
Okay.
a Division One NCAA athlete, and visualization is something that is so real. There's science behind it, muscle memory. There's a saved reel that I have that I showed all of my kids, and these are pilots from the Air Force that do like the aerial things, and it's a behind the scenes video of them in a room like this, and then the captain goes three. Everybody has their eye closed, and the captain goes 3, 2, 1, and they start their whole entire flight practice just sitting, pretending, and they're and it's because they have to be in sync and they are visualizing it. That's how they're practicing. Athletes do it all the time. What your mind sees, what you allow yourself to see, what you say out loud is what you believe. It's actual scientifically proven. Goal writing things down. It's not, it's not just something that people believe that doesn't have a scientific basis for it. As soon as you are that clarity is the end point. As soon as you have the end point and you've written down that goal, that's the hardest thing. That's what takes the most work. Once you have it, it literally is just start crawling. Like literally one baby step at a time. You're going to, because you see the end point. You now have, a destination. It's when you don't have a destination, when you wake up and you don't take time to define what it is that you're after, what it is that you need next. That's when you become stagnant because you're kind of lost. You're kind of wondering, you might, and then you kind of looked at the next shiny thing. This is another thing I really, really believe. And I think what my jewelry does is it helps you understand that, like, these are both clear quartz, but they're also different, right? So we're both humans, but we're also different. I'm a mom of 3. You're not.
Yeah.
Do we compare each other? And do I sit here and tell myself, like, I'm not successful enough because I don't go to Arizona to watch sunsets?
Yeah.
Right? I don't compare to that, right? Because I don't need to, because I know that that's not what I'm meant to be. What this crystal has is not the same as what this crystal has. And the way I see it is we all have a purpose. Earth and humans are the same as our body and cells. So what's the most important cell in your body? Like if you were to ask 100 people, what would they say? What's the
Your heart?
Exactly. Everybody's going to say heart. But imagine in the billions and billions of cells, if every cell was like, I need to be a heart cell.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
we'd have no liver cells. We'd have no brain cells. We'd have no muscle cells.
lungs.
It just doesn't work. So when you're so lost and when you don't know what you are worth, what your worth is, or what your passion is, or what lights you up, what you're all about, what your destiny should be, when you're lost and you don't see that clear endpoint, what do? You look around and you're like, oh, heart cell, you're so successful. I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave my kids around. I'm going to get a nanny. I'm going to leave my kids and I'm going to go do, because look how fun that looks, right? But it wouldn't be fun for me. Right? It wouldn't be my journey. I wouldn't be successful. I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't thrive. And I think that's what it's so important is for us to all recognize, like, forget about like what everyone else is doing. Comparison is the biggest robber of joy. And it's also the biggest way, the fastest way to get lost on this journey. We're all here on borrowed time.
Yes.
Life is going to go. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe my daughter just graduated grade 8. And I was like, no, I just held her for the first time. I was just pregnant. Like, what? How did that happen? Right? You can't get those times back. You don't live with regret. Don't compare yourself. And the biggest tip I can give my kids, and I always say, like, well, what if I tell my kids this and maybe somebody else needs to hear it? I never preach. I never say, like, well, you need to hear what I have to say. But if it lands on you,
I want to hear what you have to say. I'm on the edge of my seat.
The way I tell my kids, I'm like, don't compare yourself. Even with themselves, the 3 of them sometimes like, oh, so-and-so got this and I didn't. How come? That's so unfair. I'm like, but she got this because A, she's a girl and she needs her nails done and you don't.
Right.
Right? Like she had grad, like whatever it is. I'm like, but would that make you happy? Well, let's go do that. Like, would you want that? And then you're like, no, okay, well, that's the most important thing. What do you need? Finding out your cell and what your function is, because we don't need you to be hard cell. What we need you to be is whatever you are. Like if you're a muscle cell, if you're a brain cell, like all of those things, right? The functions.
I
Be
think having that
healthy.
element of curiosity and asking the questions, you keep going back to referencing science. And I think adjacent to that is the element of curiosity of like, okay, well, like, why would you feel that way? Or why would this make you happy? And if not, that's okay. Let's figure something out. And peeling back the layers to understand what it is that you want at the root
Yeah.
and what it is that you want to achieve.
It's not even just what you want, but what you need also beyond, because sometimes want is muddy.
Yes.
It's
Desire. To desire.
It's manipulated. It can be manipulated. What you want can be manipulated, but what you need can't.
What are you desiring right now?
What I want, like I just want to be really authentic in my being. I want to be able to bring in the people that I'm connected to, that are meant for me. I want to be able for my pieces to find their way to those who are meant to have them. And that's what I desire. I just desire for what I'm doing right now to matter. I just want to make sure that I'm like not lost in chasing to be in a certain store or in a certain way or on a certain person, but trusting the fact that the right person will wear this piece. Or
Well, you are such a wonderful face of your brand that you go to, you do pop-ups at events and experiences so people can learn about the brand from you and the significance of a certain piece and the significance of the pyramid. Is Rocking Vibe even in any stores?
no, we
No.
don't. Okay, so we do slow fashion.
Yes.
What that means and why it doesn't work in the retail world is the retail world, they have locations that are permanent and the customer base. And that customer base is always looking for, okay, well, what's the
What's
winter
next?
location? What's next, right? But my pieces are slow fashion. This piece is 4 years old and it's still doing well. And I don't want to change it. I don't need to change it. And I dare not to take it away because it's serving people. I will be doing a disservice. So I'm at Hard Rock Cafe and we're in some destination locations where people come through. But I don't chase the retail world. It's not for me. Slow fashion is very different from the retail world. And not to say that the retail world is wrong. It's just not for me. Again,
Yeah.
that heart cell versus the liver cell, like, that's just not the business plan or strategy or what, there's a certain word I'm looking for that I can't come up, the business structure.
Yeah.
That's not for me.
Fair.
Yeah. So I'm online. Doing this right now is my best way of finding the people that are mine. Yeah. And that's the strategy of it. And we are not mass produced, we're not fast fashion. And I think in general, how can you express who you are when you're wearing something mass produced, like when it becomes cookie cutter?
Yeah.
Right?
It's
So-
an excellent perspective. And especially,
Yeah.
again, going back to the fact
Especially with something so intimate as a jewelry, like a
Yes.
piece of clothing. Yes, it's different because it is kind of like transactional. It serves its purpose, and even through the seasons, like you can't wear a cashmere sweater in the middle of the summer, and
Yeah.
so there's purpose for that. But jewelry is intimate. Think about when we put it on. We're always looking in the mirror. First of all, it's that moment to connect. I actually remember you did a podcast with somebody. I can't remember her name, but she talked about mirror work.
Oh, Chloe.
Chloe, yes.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, she's my person too. I followed
Yes,
her.
she was sitting right here.
And she was talking about mirror work. And I'm like, that's kind of like what I encourage you. When you put on your jewelry, look in the mirror, love yourself, adorn yourself. You're worthy. Put something on that's not mass produced.
What a beautiful reminder. So do you have any daily, again, understanding that you said that you're in more of that chaos phase of
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
but would you try to incorporate a daily manifestation practice, visualization?
So daily mirror work.
Mirror work,
Yeah, like
okay.
she hit her on the nail. Maybe we can link her podcast
Yes.
as well. Never waste an opportunity when you're looking yourself in the mirror. I mean, that connection is so powerful. That's the time where you got this, girl. That's when you're talking to yourself and you're just like, you deserve it. You got this. It's that, like, talk to yourself. talk to yourself. That's important. And so that's that's spread out of throughout the day. And also any opportunity I have to connect with nature. Like I will never walk by, like even in the city here. And if there's a bush, like, like when you walk through the city and it's all manicured and there's like perfect hedges so I have this habit of touching them.
Okay.
I cannot walk past a tree without touching it. So I just I kind of refill my cup.
Yeah, and ground. I mean, I feel like as Canadians, I love when people that live, let's use Arizona as an example, they'll talk about how, wake up and stare at the sun for 20 minutes in the morning. I was like, well, it's because you live in Arizona. Here, it's not always so easy.
Yeah.
Especially if it's winter. I'm like, I don't want to ground my feet in the snow. I'm sure some people do, and bless them.
But I do. I love snowflakes. I'll feel them on my thing. If it rains sometimes, I'll go out and just feel the rain.
It's very sensory.
Yeah. Yeah.
With nature.
Yeah. But there's so many different things. If the sun doesn't work for you, if the trees don't work for you, try a crystal.
Yeah. What's your go-to crystal?
Okay, so this piece.
Or do we have a top 3?
Well, what I'm wearing right now. So another thing is I feel like we continuously evolve. So for the last little bit, this has been my go-to combo. I put on the Selmar piece. It's a chunky chain with a thing, with
pearl.
With a pearl, not a thing.
Not a thing.
And then this is a sphere piece. It's a hand chiseled clear quartz, and it's adjustable. So depending on the neckline I'm wearing, I can play around with it, make it more contemporary. It goes perfect with silk, and I just feel aesthetically, this is such a good finishing touch. So it makes me feel like I can present myself, like what I feel confident. Because and that's another reason why this brand came about, because I wanted to wear crystals, but whenever I would find something and I'd buy at the markets, it was cheaply made. I felt like I was a hippie, like I should braid my hair, wear moccasins,
Drink chlorophyll water.
Yeah, like wear a poncho. I was like, but no, I'm a city girl at heart. Like I want my heels, I want my fancy silk. Like I still had that, that energetic integrity of it just didn't fit who I was on the outside. So that's why I wanted to create something that's more refined, that's more, aesthetic.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And you would have probably, I'm guessing, based off of our conversation surrounding Dragon's Den, you would have been very intentional with the outfit that you chose for today's interview that is on camera, and then the pieces that you finished off the clothing component of your outfit with.
You would think so, but this morning went like this.
Oh, or it was a chaotic morning. You're like, this works.
It's the first day of school.
Yeah.
All 3 kids are home. 2 kids came over from a sleepover. And when the kids have the sleepover, they stay up till midnight or whatever. They're out of their thing. They're a little bit cranky. I didn't have lunch planned. So I kind of went into my closet and I intuitively was like, it's summer, it's airy, I want to be neutral. I knew you'd be neutral. And I was intuitive. I was like, this and this. Like I didn't line things up. I didn't spend more than 2 minutes, but I do have a curated closet because I'm always a canvas for myself. So when I consciously shop for clothes, I always look for those pieces they're not trendy, but are classic.
Yep.
That, like a simple camisole tank top like this can serve me for next 2-3 years. The jewelry looks good. So I already have a curated closet. So literally anything I pulled out, but a lot of the times you're correct. I will plan ahead, but it's just, I was so confident that this would all work out. I just felt really good about this. Like I reached out to you pitching myself. I was like, girl, you need to have me.
I love that. I was like,
you know what, this is it.
Love this.
So I wasn't nervous. I wasn't anxious. I wasn't like, oh, I need to plan things out.
Yep.
I was just coming and excited and yeah.
I'm so glad you did. I've loved having you here. And I feel like our time together has flown, which is interesting that we even talked about that, of how time does fly. Especially I think when you are in that place of joy and you are in momentum,
the flow,
in the flow, and in the frequency that makes you happy.
Yeah, because it's like the music, the cadence,
yes,
the tempo of your life,
and how you are tuned. I like that reference as well. A lot of really good takeaways.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, it's really important. How can everyone find you?
I am the janitor and the CEO of my brand.
Yes.
So it's literally just me. My husband helps a little bit. My daughter's starting to help. She's 14 now, so she'll help with shipping and receiving. But anywhere, anything to do with Rockin' Vibe. Info at Rockin' Vibe, Instagram at Rockin' Vibe, Facebook, our website, rockinvibe.com.
Amazing. We'll have everything linked in the show notes.
Yeah, it's all me.
Oh,
so
amazing.
Connect with me. I'd love to help you pick a piece. But the way when people ask me, how do you pick a piece? I tell them this, you pick your jewelry, your Rocky Vibe jewelry specifically, the way you pick your friends. You do not go with a book and a check mark. I need a doctor, and I need a friend that's a lawyer. I need a friend that's a teacher. I need a friend that like knows whatever it is, right? When you pick your friends, it's energies. It's like, oh man, she makes me feel good. Or I just want to spend time with her. Let's hang out. Like we have a good time together. We do like, you complete me, or like you add value to me. The same with your pieces. Like what will you wear? Which is the one that, like, if I told you right now, you can have one piece. Pick whatever it is you want. Doesn't matter the cost, doesn't matter whatever. You can only have one piece. You choose it and it's yours. Buy that one.
Yes.
Right? That's how you pick it. The one that's already in the shopping cart. The one that you didn't buy, but then you're like thinking again and coming back. Like just pull that trigger. That's the one, because it'll bring you joy. So the whole dopamine.
Yes. Dopamine
Fashion.
hit. Yep.
That they talk about that. It's already your frequency because you're already connected to it. You already have it in your cart, or you're already talking about it. You've already envisioned yourself wearing it. You already picked 2 or 3 different outfits that you could wear it with. So yeah, don't go by like, what does this crystal do? Is this gonna, cure this or help me this or help me find love? Really, when you're in frequency, that will happen.
And you're in the right frequency and the right flow.
Yeah.
I feel like the right frequency and flow has been here with our conversation and our energy. I'm so grateful for you. And for those of you that are local in Ontario and will be coming to the 5th Women Inspiring Women, you will get the very lucky opportunity to be in Liana's energy and Rocking Vibes energy, because she will be there.
Yep.
And we can't wait to have you back for year 2.
I'm so excited. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful to be here, the opportunity to kind of share my message. It just feels so good to be able to show my truth, like show what's inside.
Well, and your story is so beautiful, and the intentionality, again, that was, I think, one of the most popular words in our conversation is intention. And that really comes through with how you have created the brand, how you create the pieces, and the packaging. So thank you so much for sharing all of that with our listeners and our viewers, and for being here.
Thank you.
Mwah. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for listening, for watching on YouTube. And we are so grateful for you, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, it would mean so much to me if you took a few seconds and shared this on social media, sent it to a friend, or left a 5-star review. There is power in community, and I'm so grateful to have you part of mine.